So the last video was on how to get vertical lines in your renders, and this one is going to be about like how I just do simple renders throughout the semester. I don't like this is going to be different than how I would do final renders. Uh, like the elements are the same, but I would go into much further like detail and care with the final ones. But these are just good ways to represent your renders and drawings and stuff throughout the semester in legible ways. And one thing I didn't realize I did it, and then I realized that I had my mic off the whole time. But that's the original render, and I just added poche since it is a section perspective. And the section perspective has been like a really good tool for us to display our mission statement and our project this semester. But yeah, the first thing I do is, because it's a Rhino render, it has like some green tint to the glass, so I'll just turn the saturation all the way down, which doesn't make it look much better, but it's a little bit better. And then I'll go into contrast, and I'll turn the contrast pretty much like usually around like 30-ish, 40-ish. And then it still kind of looks, it's unrealistic, it's like too exposed almost. But I go into levels, and this is just like a way for me to flatten it out. So I'll take out some of the dark tones, and then bring down some of the whites. It's a more even image and flat image. And then I will then merge these layers and then add noise. I usually add like 5 to 10% of noise, just some grain, and then just the finishing thing I put on it is this. And this is just a good way to like if you're in your final render, not in this one, but in your final render, you're gonna have people and foliage and maybe cars or furniture or something, and they're all going to be from different sources with different lighting and different colors and just different styles probably. So this is like a good way to establish continuity between all those different elements and put like give each one like a commonality. So I just put that ink splotch texture over it, and then turn down the opacity to like 10 to 20%. And it doesn't have to be ink splotch, it could be like marble texture or pretty much anything. And it's just a way to make it seem more cohesive. And one thing to note with your people that you would add is, in the last video I had mentioned that you set your camera height to like a human eye level height, which is like less than 6 feet. And this also helps you put people in, so the heads of everyone in your image is going to be at the same level, and it's going to be eye level with you, so it's all going to be at the same plane. And so yeah, that's how I relate the last video to this one. But yeah, this is just something I do for renders throughout the semester, and the final ones are going to be much more intricate and much more detailed, and I probably wouldn't use Rhino to render. I'd probably use V-Ray or even just do the whole thing in Photoshop. But yeah, that's how I do these.